George, tell me about AutoTrader's role in the commercial vehicle space.
Good question, Charlene, because AutoTrader, as you know, is 30 years old, or 30-year-old brand. We're a very young online business against that, because we really have been in the online world from started in about 2007, 2008ish, when we started to place focus on it, and then we really closed the car part of our business from a magazine point of view in 2017, and then we closed the truck side of our business, the magazine, during lockdown. So in 2020, when lockdown hit, we thought the magazine had maybe about another 12 to 18 months left, and lockdown really fast-tracked that. So we shut the magazine in about 2020, mid-2020, and then we became a online-only business, even from a commercial point of view. So given our history with the car side of the business as well as the truck side of the business, and commercial seems to have lagged car from a internet and growth point of view, not only in our business but in the market wide. And given the fact that truck sales are really a B2B environment, very few consumers are driving trucks around. I haven't really seen any on the road, but given that it's a B2B environment, means that the change to the online world, or the digital transformation, seems to be naturally slower. So back to your question, what is AutoTrader's role? So we became the market leader online not very long after we launched the online side of the business, and truck followed in exactly the same footsteps. We saw the same playbook play out, the same formula play out. And so we now sit on approximately 12 million visits a month.
Wow.
A large chunk of that goes to commercial and trucks. People doing 55 million searches a month. And we think that given that platform and the fact that we've humbly become market leader both in car, commercial and bike, we've got a lot of value to add in the truck or trucking or commercial world, given the size of our audience.
You know so much about your audience because you analyze it all the time. How does the audience for commercial differ from car and bike?
I think the simple answer is that it's a B2B purchase, and so therefore the audience is very much more informed. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if I had to juxtapose a car buyer versus a truck buyer, a car buyer, the audience is the general man on the street, doesn't know too much about cars and is really just a driver of the car, and it's a mobility thing for the general consumer. If we move over to the commercial side, what we're seeing is that when it comes to B2B, the buyer is a lot more savvy. The application needs to be understood. You can't buy one of these and not know how you're going to use it, what you're going to use it for, and even the costs that go into owning one of these. And it's less of an emotional purchase, whereas on the car side it's a little bit more of an emotional purchase. We're attached to our cars a little bit more. So I think the difference in the audience is really the buyer themselves finds themselves in a different place, B2B versus B2C.
And I'm guessing that the buyers of commercial vehicles are predominantly male.
At the moment, which I think you see in the car world as well, and to be honest, it's problematic. We need to do something about that. But I see that changing very fast. Look at who I'm talking to.
All right, Exhibit A.
Exhibit A, exactly.
And you are passionate about e-mobility, this much I know.
Yes.
Tell me about e-mobility and trucks. Is that something that you want to see as well?
I'd love to see it. As you know, I pitched up here with a Jaguar I-Pace.
Wearing your Jaguar cap.
Wearing a Jaguar cap. I thought, there aren't any Jaguar trucks, are there?
No, there aren't yet.
Exactly. So I thought I was being a bit neutral
Yes.
by wearing a Jaguar cap. But when it comes to electric vehicles and trucks, I think that is definitely part of our future, firstly. And the reason for that is because South Africa's rail network, as we know, is a little bit broken, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little bit broken.
Yeah.
We don't have any other way. We've got a big country. I mean, the UK fits into South Africa 9 times.
Yeah.
So we've got a big country. We've got a lot of things to move around. We don't have that many ports. And where we have ports, it's a long distance to the main economic hubs. Johannesburg, Cape Town, I suppose you can land something, but you still got to take it from the port to the retail stores. You've got to take it from the distribution centres to the retail stores. So there's an argument to say that South Africa will benefit even more with electric trucks versus any other country in Europe or America because of our vast distances. And we all know from understanding cars that the efficiency that comes out of an electric vehicle is far higher for an electric vehicle than it is with an ICE vehicle. And trucks are no different. As a matter of fact, I would think that trucks are an even better application from an electric vehicle point of view because of the sheer loads that they carry. And the ability to put even more batteries on the truck because it can carry the load of the batteries. So I think there's definitely a future specific to South Africa for electric trucks and its efficiency. And look at the fuel price.
Yeah.
What other argument is there?
Yeah. Now, this is the first time you've got involved with Truck Test. Why? Why are you here?
Well, we like to partner with the leading and the best shows in the country and events in the country, and we think that this is one of them.
Thank you.
Firstly, it's to my knowledge one of a kind, and because AutoTrader has the audience, we think that the manufacturers of these beautiful machines can stand to benefit from our audience reach, and what better place to have those two intersect than Truck Test.
And what do you think your audience will think about Truck Test and the results of Truck Test?
I think most of the audience is going to be focused on efficiency, because that's what I would be focused on, given fuel prices. I mean, this is not like a car. You're doing gallons per kilometre rather than litres per kilometre in these. So I think that the benefit for the audience is going to be efficiency. Every test that I've seen in the world, and I'm pretty sure this is no different, it's not about pitting one against the other. It's more about pitting it against itself. And I think that's where the decisions get really interesting. It's each unit has merits and its own drawbacks, and it's really looking at it from that perspective. I think if the audience comes at it from a comparison point of view, that's going to be very subjective in their world. So I'm hoping, and I think the benefit is going to be really, yes, you can compare them side by side. The comparison is going to be fuel efficiency or general efficiency, and then total cost of ownership. Total cost of ownership, I think, is a big deal when it comes to trucks more than cars. Let's see what the audience thinks, but I think those are some of the benefits.
For me, AutoTrader is synonymous with data. You're so good at generating really useful data. So there's also quite a good synergy there between AutoTrader and Truck Test, because once again, we're generating data.
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. When it comes to total cost of ownership, fuel efficiency, and the running costs of one of these units, and then juxtapose that against things like search volumes for a particular make and model, does that change once Truck Test is done? So Truck Test happens. some things get highlighted, does it change the way in which people search? And I'll be very interested to see before and after truck test. Are the searches different?
Yeah, me too. I'd like to see those results as much as I'd like to see these results.
Exactly.
But thank you for supporting Truck Test and welcome on board.
Thank you.
You're a very valued partner and I think we're going to work extremely well together.
I think so too, and it's nice to see a lady driving a truck.
Well, I'm not driving a truck at the moment, I'm chatting to you.
Yes, you are.
Which is just as nice.
Thank you, Shai.